So, there's this video that's going around that's pissing a lot of people off, and some people are using it as ammunition, but anyways, basically, I like what everyone's calling her, knockoff or great value or discount Jenna Marbles, because it seems very much so that she's trying to be Jenna Marbles, but she's just being an... Anyways, moving on. So, this fucking asshole is, talking about how fat shaming isn't a thing, and then she goes on to do a lot of it, the fat shaming shit, and it's like, fuck off. And she's saying that she's doing, like, so many people who do fat shaming, they say they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts, and they're doing it because they care about the fat person, and they just want what's best for the fat person, and it's so sweet, but it's complete and total bullshit. Because here's the deal. It's been scientifically proven, as in they've done sociological studies on this shit, and they found this really interesting thing. Fat shaming causes weight gain, and body positivity causes weight loss. I know, seems kind of counterintuitive to your obsessive superiority brain, but it's true. It's almost as if when people aren't ashamed to go out in public because of how they look, they're more willing to go out and do things, and the more you go out and do things, and you're not sitting at home watching TV snacking on chips or whatever, and the more you're going out and hanging out with friends, or going swimming, or joining activities and stuff, the more weight you lose. Plus, when you think your body is worth something, it makes you want to take care of it. Weird how that works, and how that follows complete and total understandable logic. And yeah, it's kind of weird how that fucking works, eh? So, fuck off. I like a whole video, I was like, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Anyways, but yeah, and also another thing too, is that you can't tell by looking at someone, oh sorry, yeah, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, the depression thing, if you make people feel like shit about themselves, they're gonna be depressed. And so they're gonna sit at home, and the thing is that if they're already a fat person, then they're probably the type of depressed person that eats when depressed, not the type of depressed person who doesn't eat when they're depressed, because that's the two main, when it comes to food related to depression, that's normally, you either, like, it's kind of usually one or the other, or you'll go between one or the other like I do, depending on the level of depression and what's making you depressed at that time. But yeah, so... and then also, fuck, I'm my train of thought, but, no, why am I losing my train of thought? And also, oh yeah, so if someone is going out and doing some, and the thing is that, like, this fat phobia and everything else has led to people trying to lose weight, and then, in fact, some of them have already started to make a lot of moves and trying to lose weight, and they've actually been succeeding, and they're on their way, and you can't tell that just by looking at some random person who's fat. You can't tell how much fatter they used to be. They just, you know, they might be fat or whatever, and the thing is that if you're just fat shaming anyone who has extra weight, as she said, just a little pudge on the tongue. I'm talking about people who are obese. I mean, you can be like 400 pounds, but you've gotten down to 300 pounds. That's 100 pounds lost, and you're on a great way, but you're still 300 pounds. So the person's still like, you're so fat, you're so ugly, all this other shit. So you're like, what the fuck is even the point in trying? Because I have worked so hard to lose those 300 pounds, and I've been doing so good at not binge eating and everything else, but nobody's noticing and nobody cares, and I'm still getting treated just as much like shit when I was 400 pounds. What's the point of putting in all this extra effort if I'm still getting treated like shit and it's not affecting my daily life at all? I'm still getting all the negative treatment and crap. So they're just gonna give up. And then also, the fucking doctor thing that pissed me off, because she's talking about, like, oh, the doctor isn't discriminating against you for saying you have heart conditions because you're too fat. Okay, first of all, I have never heard anyone say that was fat shaming. What I have heard is fat-phobic doctors who refuse to test or treat unrelated medical conditions because they chalk up every single negative symptom that a person experiences to their weight. And this has led to some very dangerous situations where someone has ended up permanently disabled or even dead because the doctor didn't want, because they just, oh, you got a negative symptom? lose weight and you'll feel better. Because there have been people who have gone to the doctor with all the symptoms of a stroke, and they went home and died because the doctor's like, you just need to lose weight, with chest pains, and they went home and had a heart attack, and shit like that. So that's fucking dangerous. And then also, like, they could have had unrelated issues and then get it untreated, and then it ended up like injuring themselves really badly and ended up permanently disabled. Like, I heard about this one girl who broke her ankle, but she went to the doctor and with ankle pain, and the doctor was just like, oh yeah, no, it's just you need to lose weight and whatever, and just, you know, exercise more. And so the girl exercised more, but it was just making the pain worse and everything else. By the time that she went to a different doctor and they did a fucking x-ray, they're like, your ankle's been broken for weeks and you've been exercising on it. It fucked up her ankle for the rest of her life, and she has to walk with a cane for the rest of her life because she fucked up her ankle by exercising on a broken fucking ankle, because the doctor she'd been going to had said, no, you're fine, you're just fat. So, fuck off! Because it's happened so many times. Like, even if you don't get to the extreme level of being disabled or dead, it's still, you're living with a medical condition that decreases your quality of life and your ability to exercise, and you're not getting treated for it, and which would help you be able to lose weight and exercise and just have a better quality of life. Like, for example, more bullshit about this, that my sister, like, I have personal anecdote from, it's not myself, but it's my sister, because the thing is that, you know how there's the different body types. Some people are just skinny no matter how much they eat, and some people are just easily muscular, and everyone hates them. And then there's some people who are fat no matter how much they exercise and diet. So, my sister is the last one of those, and so she has problems with lower back pain, and so she's gone to the doctor for it. And the doctor just said she needs to do more core exercises. She's given up on talking to the doctor now, and she's not as athletic as when she was first going to the doctor with this issue. But when she was, which is when she was in high school, she was captain of the rugby team, taking dance class in school, as well as doing competitive dance outside of school, which was twice a week, and then of hardcore hour-and-a-half dance sessions. And she was doing Pilates every other week. So I think she had the core exercises covered in terms of that, but it was not improving her back. In fact, it was starting to make it hurt more, to the point where she had to stop in competitive dance. So, fuck off. And it turns out, what the problem was is that her spine was curved, it curves too much in the lower back. And how she found this out? Well, our skinny cousin went to the doctor with lower back pain, and she doesn't work out at all, by the way. And the doctor, you know, did some tests and checked it out and everything else. Like, oh, you have too much of a curvature of the lower spine, so let's give you some physiotherapy to make that better. And and my sister and cousin, they compared their backs and everything else, and like, when they're lying on their back, you can stick your fucking arm underneath. Like, that's how bad the curve is. And because it's curving so much, it's bunching up the muscles, causing, you know, like knots and whatever in the muscles, so it's causing pain. So that's what that is. So so she's been dealing with this for years, and she can't get anything treated for it because she needs to see a physiotherapist or get something like a chiropractor or something to fix it. I can't remember what the actual way to fix it is, because it's mostly just like training your body to kind of like arch your back or whatever, and she's trying to do the exercises, but she needs like a doctor to, anyways, but she can't get this shit because the doctor is just not willing to do anything about it because she's fat, even though she's like super much, like, at the time, like, you could, if she would, like, I remember one time I saw her lifting something up, and like she was wearing just a sports bra and some leggings, because she was like, it was really hot, and we were like lifting furniture and stuff like that, and I just saw all the muscles in her arm and her back and everything else, and I'm like, holy shit, she is muscular. And she just has a belly and a big butt that she can't get rid of no matter how hard she tries. And she's even gotten to the point of having bulimic and anorexic behaviors because she was so desperate to lose weight, but she just couldn't get down past a certain size. And that is unhealthy as hell because of this whole fat shaming culture. But since then, she's gotten a lot healthier, even if she's not as thin as she was at that point, because the thing is that she started realizing she needs to take care of her body and do what's healthy and everything else, and she's been so much happier, and she has just had more energy and just overall just been doing better. So fuck off, everyone. Fat shaming is a thing, and I want to punch you in the face. Knock off, Jenna Marbles. Thanks for watching.